The difference between Ben Simmons and a lot of people are asking me, what is the difference between Ben Simmons and Draymond Green? Everyone and their mama knows Draymond Green cannot shoot the ball. Not saying he's just 0 for 0, but he's not a good shooter of the ball. The difference between Ben Simmons and Draymond Green is Draymond Green is more aggressive with the ball when he has it. And while he knows he can't shoot, while everyone knows he can't shoot, he also has two shooters on his team that are world-class shooters, which is Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. And while Draymond Green cannot shoot the ball, he is not scared to shoot the ball. Ben Simmons was fearful to shoot the ball. Ben Simmons did not want to shoot the ball. He knew he couldn't shoot, and he didn't want to shoot the ball. You insert Ben Simmons into the Brooklyn Nets, now it's kind of like the Andrew Wiggins situation. I talked about this last episode, I believe. It's kind of like the Andrew Wiggins situation. You're not asking him to be a primary ball handler now. You're not asking him to make decisions offensively. What you're asking him to do is now be a defender. He was the runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year, and be a rebounder, be a power forward, be a small forward, be in that forward position. You know, we're not playing you as a point guard as much, and defend and rebound. That's what they're asking him to do. And I think this was a good trade for Brooklyn because, like I said, not only are you getting a Ben Simmons that is going to help your weakest point, which is defense, you're getting a Seth Curry. While you have shooters now with James Harden was a primary ball handler. And while Kyrie Irving can do that, you also have Patty Mills, and you don't want to put more on Patty Mills, so you add Seth Curry. Seth Curry is one of the best three-point shooters in the league as well. You're able to you get another point guard, so you're able to or shooting guard. You're able to dispense the offensive load. Also, you don't have to just put everything on Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. While of course they will have the bulk of the offensive duties, now you can give it to a Patty Mills. Now you can give it to a Seth Curry. While Patty Mills was doing his thing, outside of Patty Mills, you didn't really have much at the guard position. What do you have? What's his name? The dude that went for whatever. You didn't really have too many good players. So you insert Seth Curry is a really good player. Wow, he's not. I think he gets when your brother is Stephen Curry, the greatest shooter of all time, of course you're going to have, the comparisons are going to fly. However, Seth Curry is still one of the best three-point shooters in the league. So that was a big find for him, and Andre Drummond. Now, everyone remembers the Andre Drummond that's etched in a lot of people's heads is the Andre Drummond in Detroit and the Andre Drummond in LA. Andre Drummond in LA was god awful. He was not good, like not good at all. But Andre Drummond was doing his thing in Philly. While the Andre Drummond that you need is an Andre Drummond that he can give you. What I think the Lakers needed was the Lakers. I think he went to the Lakers with unrealistic expectations. I think he expected to probably be a starter. He expected to be a big fixture for LA. That's not what he is. You're put on Brooklyn, and your role is specific. Yo, we need you to be a rim protector. Andre Drummond, which is surprising and shocking to say at times, but Andre Drummond is one of the best rebounders in league history. Like, you can go look it up. He's one of the best rebounders in league history. So it's like, yo, we need you to rim protect and we need you to rebound. Because right now, outside of Claxton, your next center is who? Blake Griffin, Sharp, the kid from North Carolina. No, we got Brooklyn hit all the steps that they needed getting James Harden. And that's why I think Brooklyn is a winner in this trade. Like I said, I think both teams won in their own rights, but Brooklyn to give up James Harden, who was a superstar in this league, and to get back. You heard reports that they wanted, Tyrese Maxey, Matisse Thybulle. That wasn't going to, or Matisse, Thybulle. That wasn't going to happen, especially when you're not. Now, I will say this: the extra, I think he has like 3 years left on his deal, is big for Ben Simmons. It's big, or let me say, it's big for Brooklyn in getting Ben Simmons, because you don't know what Ben Simmons you're getting. Clearly, he has a fragile. He's fragile mentally, so you don't know the Ben Simmons that you're getting. Hell, he wasn't injured. He wasn't. He just he said it was mental health, of course, but because the organization spoke about him in a way after the Atlanta series is the reason why he's not there. So James Harden was seen to he's already came out and said he was going to test free agency if he wasn't if he wasn't traded. So you were looking at maybe getting James Harden just for this year, and that's it. And we don't know what's going to happen with Kyrie either. So now you have a Ben Simmons, which you're pretty much locked up for 3 years. Plus, you can if you want to restructure Kyrie Irving and get him a new deal, and then of course you have Kevin Durant for I think 2 or 3 years. So this definitely is a building. This is a great trade for Brooklyn. Not only now and giving up a superstar, you get a lot. So this is a big trade for Brooklyn, and this is also a big trade for the 76ers. And let me tell you why I think they're winners as well. Did they give up a lot? Yes. And let's first talk about their relationship with Ben Simmons. Do I think that they blamed the Atlanta series on Ben Simmons? No. Do I think that the public blamed Ben Simmons for that Atlanta series? Yes. Do I think the Philadelphia 76ers did enough to divert the blame to the whole team? No. And I think that's the biggest problem. I mean, when you heard the post comments from Joel Embiid, when you heard the post comments from Doc Rivers, they didn't really do much to sway, to revert the blame to the entire team. They pretty much, now Ben Simmons was a huge part, and his lack of offensive aggression was a huge part why they did not win, but it of course wasn't the biggest part. So you didn't have Ben Simmons this entire year. And there's been a huge black cloud surrounding Philly because of this situation. Not saying that they haven't, been prospering, because right now they have the front runner for the MVP, which is in Joel Embiid. But this was looming over them and it was looking like it was going to be for years, because when you hear Daryl Morey, who was the GM, talk about Ben Simmons, like, oh no, this. We want him back, or we have to get like 4 first rounds and this, that, and the third, and maybe a couple stars, because Ben Simmons is that good. Ben Simmons is a very talented player in this league. But the relationship, a lot of people were saying, well, Ben Simmons could have went back. Hell no, he could not have went back. Ben Simmons, there was no way in heaven and hell Ben Simmons was going back to Philly after everything that happened with him, sitting out with him. It just wasn't happening. So they needed a clean break. Now, did they get everything they're asked for? Like Daryl Morey was asking for like 4 or 5 first rounds plus 2 quality players. No, you got James Harden and Paul Millsap, and more than likely you're going to waive Paul Millsap. But you got James Harden. And this is why I think they're winners, or this is why I think Philly are winners in this trade as well. because now you're pairing. A lot of people. I'm looking at James Harden's entire season, and I have been very critical about James Harden, saying it doesn't look like he's motivated. It doesn't look like he wants to be there. It just looked like he's going through the motions, which pretty much was confirmed in this. We've seen what motivated James Harden is. Now, do I expect the 60-point triple-double James Harden? No. Do I expect a 55-point triple-double? No. But what I do expect is one of the best shot creators in NBA history to be motivated, to be rejuvenated, because you wanted out of Brooklyn. You wanted out of Brooklyn because of Kyrie. You wanted out of Brooklyn because you just didn't like living in Brooklyn. You wanted in Brooklyn because you just felt like it wasn't exactly what you thought it was, which is nothing wrong with a fresh start. It does kind of suck when you look about how Houston happened, but now you're pairing. I will say this. I'm a little. It was a great trade for Philly, but I'm a little skeptical about is. A lot of people are saying now Philly should be should be title favorites, because you're pairing a James Harden who was a former MVP, still one of the best shot creators, still one of the best players in the league, at his best, still top 10 player, with Joel Embiid, leading MVP candidate at this point, top 10 play. Like you're pairing two top 10 players, and of course you're kind of dismantling the big three that was Brooklyn.